Oh, this one is called The Petrified Man Hoax of Bristol, Indiana, 1894. And it was where they claimed that they found this body in this box in a berry patch in John Kelsey's farm between Bristol and Middlebury in 1894. And Henry L. Sanger was the adopted son of my great uncle Marcus Sanger of Bristol. And now that's the picture of Marcus over there, who had no children. Henry, often called Hank, operated a billiard hall at Bristol for several years in the late 1890s, known as a rather adventurous sort of fellow, a professional sprinter who had been known to have a mysterious box in the rear of his place. Although frequently asked what it contained, no two were ever given the same answer. Sanger's son Harry worked for him as a bookkeeper, but was never considered as involved with the box. When the great find of a petrified giant body was reported found in the berry patch on the farm of John Kelsey between Bristol and Middlebury in 1894, many were suspicious of the story and called it a fake. Taken to a vacant room in the Ullery Block in Middlebury, the stone figure of a man lay on a bier covered with black velvet and was, it is said, a magnificent subject for study or even a work of art. It was examined by a number of physicians, but only one would stake his professional opinion that it was bogus. Apparently, it could be viewed for the sum of $1, and many felt that it was worth it to see the curiosity. Once people realized that Sanger was in charge of the stone and exhibit, many recalled the mysterious box was at his billiard hall. They remembered that the box had been missing for about 2 months from the billiard hall. A genuine stone, it was believed by some, that had been manufactured perhaps in Chicago and buried on the farm to be discovered as a money-making scheme. The theory was firmed up by Mr. Jake Leatherman, residing about 1.5 miles southeast of Bristol, who revealed that he had been approached a few months before by certain parties who wished him to enter into agreement for the purpose of burying the stone. He emphatically refused to have anything to do with the scheme, and the mysterious box had continued to remain in the billiard hall. Unfortunately, no further stories reveal how long the stone was on display or when it was taken away. But in late 1895, Sanger reported he was shot at 3 times by a man unknown. It was said at the time that a good many people in Bristol had a feeling of anger against Sanger, and he thought it had been done to scare him away. In June of 1897, it was reported that he had moved in 1896 to Waterloo in Duval County, where his wife died 10 months later. A relative of hers claimed he had poisoned her. Although a grand jury was convened, the charges against him were never filed. That was the last time that Sanger made the local news, except in 1916, when the finding of a real petrified man in a coal mine in West Virginia prompted a story of how this new discovery was a striking reminder of Sanger's so-called find. His son Harry, however, was well liked in the area, and in 1919 was reported to be visiting his aunt in Constantine, Michigan. He was also a runner and well remembered in the Bristol Banner when he died.
Thank you. Now, Linda is